Hey there, it's Crafty Jennabug. Please ignore the sounds of laundry in the background. It's that time again. Sorry. I tried to wait until laundry was done, but it didn't work out that way. So, here we are, part 3 of working in this April journal. Still not sure what I want to do on the front. I kind of like it plain, but it feels wrong to leave it plain, so I don't know. We'll see. I thought about doing April across here because I have the month on the front of all of the journals I've done so far. Not sure yet. I'll get there eventually. This month has been crazy. Pretty crazy. So, let's work in this thing today, right? Let's work in this thing. Where to start? I have this little envelope I want to put in here as a pocket. It was from when we got our washer. It had samples in it. I think I'd want to take this part off though, because it is so ripped. There, I think that looks better. So I've decided to adhere it to the back of this page, as when I flipped it was pretty flimsy. It's just a piece of scrapbook paper. So I think I'm going to put it down here, that way it'll strengthen this page a little bit, and then whatever I put in the pocket or pockets will also bolster this page so that this doesn't like make it go crazy. And then I can put something in there that will also play off of this. But how to decorate this first? Let's see. I could use some Distress inks. I think that's a good idea. Maybe in Stormy Sky and a stencil. Well, how do you like that? I had some raindrops in here this whole time. So I'm going to put some raindrops on here with this Distress Oxide Hickory Smoke. Okay, so that's going to need to dry. But I think that'll look good right there, and then I'll do some sort of collage on top. Awesome. This is dry now, and I think I will use tacky glue and glue it down so itself is a pocket as well, just in case I decide to put anything back there. And that way itself is a pocket as well as that being a pocket. And then that just adds a little bit of weight to the bottom of the page so that the postcard isn't dragging it down. Sweet. Wonderful. Next, I gotta make something to fit in here, huh? Alright, I have this. It was part of a small, like, 6x6 piece of scrapbook paper. And it has definitions on it. This one specifically is for journal. There's jovial, enshrine, remarkable. But I really like the way it looks against this white envelope or pocket. It's very stark, especially with this over here. So I think I'm going to make it a tag. I'm going to leave it like it is, I think. I really like seeing journal peek out. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, should I do that or should I just round the edges? I do want to put a pull tab, maybe some lace at the top. I think I'm gonna cut the corners off because we've got the same shape here. I like that a lot. And then I'm just gonna add some lace at the top. Alright, I took Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink and a blending brush, and I covered the background and made it look very much like a cloudy sky, or, you know, a beautiful sky. And I've got this butterfly stencil I want to put down here. Oh, that is gorgeous. Yes, I love it. Now I will just cut a small piece of lace ribbon. Okay, so that is how that tag will look. I gotta let it dry before I put it in here. For this page, I've decided this would look really good right here, adhered with a paper clip. But I want to glue a little bit of this, mesh. I'm just gonna do a tiny bit of glue. And then I will just pinch these little guys together so that they adhered there. And I've got to let that dry. It is the day of letting things dry, huh? For this pocket, I want to make a tag out of using this blue cardstock. This fits in there. Beautiful. And I like the way it blends with this back here. Question is, do I want it? Yeah, I think I'll leave it in this shape. Cool. And then I have an image I found on Pinterest. I can link where I found it. It's two people dancing in the rain. And I think I'll just center it here. And I have this quote: "Anyone who thinks sunshine is pure happiness has never danced in the rain." All right. What does that say? Oh. So this is also about dancing in the rain. I've got two things about dancing in the rain really close to each other. Well, you know what? We're just gonna go with it. Beautiful. I really like this. Do I want to add something? I want to put something down here. I have decided to use this stencil on the pocket, the envelope pocket thing. My words are good, I swear. I'm going to use Black Soot Distress Oxide ink. Okay, let's see how it turned out. I love it. That looks awesome. I found this image on Pinterest. I can link it down below, and I think I'm going to glue it down here in an attempt to not have as much bulk as I usually do. I have a little piece of scrap over here, and I want it to poke out over the side. And I've got a little piece of scrap fabric here, and I'm going to glue it down under here. Then I've got raindrops keep falling on my head. And I thought it might be fun to stick it down here. Or I could back it. Alright, that's one more page done. I'm still waiting on those other things to dry, and I'm waiting on this page to dry, so we'll be back soon to work on this some more. So now that these things have dried, this is what this page looks like. Its little paper clip. Kind of want to put a pearl there. Wish I would have done it earlier. Oh well. There's that one, and then we also worked on this one and this one, which didn't change at all. So I think this piece of vellum I'm just going to leave blank because I like it the way it is, and I like that you can see things through it. I don't really want to adjust that at all. Alright, for this pocket, I've decided to go with this, which is originally what I had planned for the other half of this envelope pocket, until I found that stencil and decided I liked it more. In here I have this tag, which I'm going to sew around, and I'll distress the back and maybe add a topper of some sort. And because of that orange peeking out, I decided I wanted to do some stamping. I don't have an orange oxide ink at the moment, so I think I'll play off of some of the brown tones and use Vintage Photo. I'm using some Studio G stamps. I'm going to use this one and this one. This is the VC 00112, or the VC 0012 Series 35 set, I guess. Alright, I'm going to use the permanent, not the oxide. That way when I come through with the glue for these things, it won't mess up. And it looks like the permanent ink sticks a bit better to the stamp. I want this to go like here. I gotta move this. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was trying to avoid browns in this journal, but I like that. I haven't glued these down yet because I want this to be a tuck spot, which I guess I could glue those down. I'm getting ahead of myself. I haven't glued it down yet because I think I'm going to use the umbrella as a tuck spot. Alright, I went ahead and glued these two pieces off camera. This, I want, like I said, I want it to be a tuck spot. And I think I'm just going to glue it along here. Alright, next I'm going to address this. Alright, here is what the tag looks like when it's done. I sewed around the edges using a combination of a running stitch and zigzag stitches in 2 different sizes. I had this little sentiment that says plant a seed. I distressed it with Hickory Smoke oxide ink and glued it down here because I figured it worked with the flower. And then I added 2 strands of this eyelash yarn that is a gradient from black to like a medium gray. I left the back white. I could have distressed it before I sewed it, but I didn't, so I'm not that worried about it. But otherwise, I really like it, and it will live in here now. As for this tuck spot, I'm not sure what to put in it yet. Then, this side of the pocket, I think I will add that. I like that. Maybe a little something around it. Here's what I did on the back of that envelope pocket. I found this image on Pinterest. I can link down below. I took 2 pieces of the collage fodder created in the beginning of part 2 of this series and used it as a little framing for the image, and I added the quote, "Some people feel the rain, others just get wet," because that looks like quite a downpour. So that is complete, except for this tuck spot I'm still not sure about. I do think I want to glue it down a little bit more over here though. At this rate, it's going to end up getting probably glued down all the way. Alright, next thing I want to do is I've got this little piece of cardboard. It came from a tissue box. And I want it to go right here as a pocket. But before I glue it down, I want to add some of this lace. There we go. That'll have to work. In the meantime, I've got to figure out what I want to put in it. While that pocket dries, I'm going to take this paper I decorated. I just had some scraps laying around. I decided to break out the Distress Oxide sprays and just kind of goof off. I sprayed the prize ribbon and weathered wood and some of the, is that Twisted Citron or peeled paint? One or the other. Spritzed around, and then when it dried, I took a stencil and laid it over and sprayed the Salty Ocean Distress Stain through it. I'm going to turn this into an envelope to go into that pocket. So I'm just going to fold this there, and then this there, leaving a bit of a gap to make sure it fits. No, it will not fit. So let's make this a little smaller. So now I am just going to glue the sides. I thought about doing some fancy cuts, but I don't really feel like it. What I will do is round these corners though. Well, since this is an envelope, I was struggling a little bit with what to put on it, like how to decorate it. I think because there is so much going on with it, I will just leave it as it is, but any excuse to use these stamps is a good one in my opinion. These are the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Stamp Stencil Kit. This is THMM 141, and I just love these stamps. I really, really love them. So I'm going to make this look a bit more like a letter. All right, for this envelope, I've settled on this. It's a piece of scrap paper again. I was playing with this one has Salty Ocean and Weathered Wood Distress Oxide. Well, no, I'm sorry, Salty Ocean Distress Spray Stain for the stenciled image, and Weathered Wood Distress Spray Oxide, or Distress Oxide Spray on it. And I think I want to add a little bit more of the Weathered Wood. But this is just going to be folded up once it's dry, and it'll be used for journaling. But in the meantime, I'm going to spray this baby a little bit. Alright, I, off camera, distressed the edges of this envelope with Black Soot Distress Oxide ink. I think it kind of just brought it all together. And then the paper, I used Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink once it was dry and distressed all the edges. And that is journal space. Let's check and see how dry this is. The lace is not, which means it's probably not dry in the pocket either, but it's definitely holding. And then that can go in there. I like it. And it sticks up a little bit behind there that I gotta deal with. But on this pocket, I have this Tim Holtz Ideology clipping sticker book. TH94030. And I was flipping through it, and this says after the last long rain, and I want to put it here somewhere. I think I'm just going to stick it there. Nothing else needed. Cool. Actually, I probably could have stuck it over here. I really like this blank like it is. Alright, there's another page done. What's next? Alright, something I really enjoy doing on a rainy day is curling up with a book and a tea, like a hot tea. And I have a few washi tape stickers that look like books, and I picked these out. This one says The Bluebird, Poems, Classic Myth and Legend, and In the Key of Blue. And I'm just going to stick them down here like a stack of books that are waiting to be read, because that's pretty much what my side table next to my favorite comfy chair looks like. Alright, so that gives me my little stack of books that are waiting to be read on the rainy day. And over here, because there are drops, I want to use this paper and make a coffee cup, or in my case tea, since I don't drink coffee, pocket to go here. So in order to do that, I am going to turn this over and draw roughly a cup mug shape. Looks like a fairly decent mug to me. Let's cut it out. Alright, I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I'm pivoting. So I don't really like these here. What I want to do is put my mug here and my books here. So I'm going to peel them off this paper. Thankfully they peeled pretty easily. I think that looks a bit more like a stack of books with that one in the wrong direction. Well, in the opposite direction. Cool. Alright. Next, I want to take my mug and put it here. Originally I was going to take an entire tea bag and put it in there as a pocket, but it's going to be too bulky. So what I will do instead is have that hanging out of my tea. I'll just glue it down completely and have the little end of the tea bag coming out. But first, I want to distress the edges in Black Soot. I think I'll leave that to Jangle. There's my favorite way to spend a rainy day. On this side, I knew that was going to happen because of the nature of this paper being so thin. Alright, I think I like that quite a bit. I think I found the perfect washi tape for this. It says life is wonderful, life is beautiful, life is good. And I think life is wonderful would look really good. Awesome. Alright, well that's another completed page. As far as this little flap goes, I think I'm just going to tear this. This is one of the pieces of scrap paper that we decorated at the beginning of part 2 of this series, and glue it down to decorate here. Maybe put something on it. After tearing off the bottom section of this, I realized I wanted to put it over here with vibes stamped on it, because these are my rainy day vibes. So I stamped it on there, I tore around it to be smaller, and I'm going to stick it up here. I used these Hampton Art alphabet stamps. These are VW0434. Thought about stamping rainy day vibes, but this already had raindrops on it, so I think it works. And then you'll see it over this too. Life is wonderful. That's a vibe, you know. I don't know. I thought it worked. That page feels complete now. Now I gotta come up with something to stick in here. And I think I want to put one of these dimensional stickers up here, maybe. Maybe a square one. Oh, that fleur-de-lis looks really good there. Okay, I like that. Now I gotta figure out what to put inside this pocket. Let's make a tag, shall we? All right, for this pocket, I have cut this. This is a piece of scrap paper that I backed on a piece of gray cardstock. It is like the perfect size, and I think it's gonna look really good. But I wanna make the top look a bit more like a tag. I got this tab punch board from We Are Memory Keepers brand, and I got it on clearance at Joann Crafts, so Joann Fabric and Crafts, excuse me. And I just want to make it look a little like a tab, or I want to make it look a little bit more tag shaped, but I want to try this out. So I'm going to use this for the first time. Let's see how it does. I don't hate it. Cool. I mean, it's kind of obvious I used a tab punch, but you know what? I'm going to use the corner rounder setting to round the corners. I don't love this. I feel like it would be better suited to go in a pocket that you have to pull. You know, like, let's say this were a pocket. I think it would be better suited for that kind of pocket. Alright, for this tag, I decided I want to use these die cuts. And I'm going to cut this butterfly in half. I don't know why I wanted half of a butterfly on this so badly, but I did. So I'm actually going to cut half of it and cut it in half. Put half of it there and the other half over here. I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. All right, here is what that looks like. And I think that is where I'm going to leave it. It's pretty simple, but I really dig it. And the back I'm going to leave gray. Originally I made this tag for this pocket, but I think it would look better in a horizontal pocket as opposed to a vertical pocket. So if I had done it this way, maybe, but I didn't. So I'm gonna save this for another pocket. It needs to dry. And for this pocket, I found this scrapbooking paper at Joann Fabric and Crafts, and I thought it was perfect, and I think it would look really cute in this pocket. So let's see how tall I want to make it. Do it a little shorter, and we'll make it to here. So we're gonna cut my paper. All right, here is the tag. I backed it on some bluish gray cardstock, and I rounded the edges. I think I want to use this stencil and put some raindrops coming from some of these clouds. And I'm going to use Hickory Smoke. That is how that looks. I like it. I do have a few little places where I kind of messed up. Oh well. I think I'll ink around it with Hickory Smoke as well. And then that can live in there. Oh, that's cute. Alright, for this page, I want to put this doily down. And then I want to use this printed image. I can link down below. I found it on Pinterest. It's a cute little frog hiding under a mushroom in the rain. I want to put it like that. So I need to figure out where I need to cut it. Okay, actually, I think I'm going to put it here because I don't want to mess. I really like this page. I want to be able to see what I did to it. And then this. Yeah, I'm going to round these edges though. Actually, I have a punch that will make the corners this lace, which is similar to the doily. So let's try it, shall we? I can always print this picture out again. All right, I have to let that dry before I do anything else. All right, so that page is done. It's dry. It's a little warped, which I'm not incredibly happy with, but I do like the doily sticking out of the side. Maybe I used too much of the I used Liquitex matte gel to glue it down. Maybe I used too much. I don't know. Next, I think on this page, I've got this little scrap I made. I had sprayed, I think it's weathered wood Distress Oxide spray, through a stencil, and then took the stencil, and this is the negative part. I think I'm going to make a pocket for that other tag I made, like that, and then that can go in there. But I think I want to add something off to the side. I could shift it this way and add some lace, maybe. Alright, I've decided against ribbon. I've got this piece of scrap paper from when I was making the jelly prints, jelly plate prints. And I've got this Martha Stewart border maker. And I think I'm going to make a border. Then I can stick this onto there. Let me that a little bit. I think I'm going to sew that there. So I've got my pocket made. I think I'm going to glue it around there so that these can hang off the side. So this is what I did. I took one of the I took the top strands from sewing, and I beaded this little butterfly and some pearlescent seed beads, and got a little dangle happening. This goes in here. I think it looks really good with all the blue. Very stark in comparison to this though, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might have to add a little pop of color somewhere. But that is that. Alright, this page I took a stencil and made a cloud raining, and I wrote, "I love the smell of the rain." I distressed it with a tiny bit of chipped sapphire and glued it down there, and I think that makes a nice, you know, initial page. So I think this journal is almost done. Really, I've just got some last little touches here and there. I mean, there are some pages that are blank, and I plan on leaving blank or just adding a little sentiment to, because I like them. So I think I'm going to end this video here. The next time you see this journal, it will be complete, and we'll do a final flip through. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.